And go. Okay,
Gadget.
now we're live. All right. So,
There
hello
we
everyone, and welcome to the P7 Community Podcast. We are on episode 7. Praise be Bungie.
Seven.
Praise
Hype.
7.
God.
We like that.
7.
It's
All right.
happening.
So
Hey, Mason.
I'm Shriza Tapatio, and I'm joined by Hal Bro, Burrito Senor, and Death Incarnate. All right.
Those are wonderful renditions of our names.
If you want to
And
speak
I'm
my name, just say
Teresa Tapatio.
I'm pretty sure it's D for the.
Yeah,
Alright.
if you want to spoof my name, just say Death in Crates.
Death in Crates. I like
So
my
crates?
version better. Alright. I believe Halbo said something to say first before we get started.
Yeah, so I know a lot of the forum has been rather excited the past, day because there may or may not have been a certain video that someone, the Destiny Alpha is, out and behind closed door, and someone thought it would be a good idea to take a, 20-minute video of it and throw it up on YouTube. And we just wanted to clarify that as a organization, we at P7 have unanimously agreed that we're not going to, discuss it today, because leaks are kind of bad. I'm pretty sure there's been plenty and plenty of people who have, tested Destiny, over the past year or so, and, it's a huge sign of trust between Bungie and their community that they would let some people, test this game early and provide feedback which could ultimately improve the final product. And breaking that trust to release a video for like a few minutes of internet fame. I mean, nobody knows who this guy is that released this video. I mean, he's not scoring any brownie points. He's just released it out there, and it's kind of damaging, Bungie's really well known for their showmanship, and it's kind of unfortunate that, some of maybe what I haven't seen it myself, but some of what they've shown, might be, what they're planning to show at E3 might have been spoiled. So yeah, we're just not going to talk about that at all.
Yeah.
If anyone else wants to say anything,
Nope.
that was my
I
head rant.
We can into honorable.
just don't
Yeah, so
approve leaks.
yeah, well, it's a relevant thing to Bungie.net, which is why we wanted to at least address the fact that we're not going to talk about the leaks themselves. So we understand a lot of you have probably seen it, but sorry, we aren't going to go into depth with it at all. I'm sure other news sites will. But as a Bungie.net based podcast, we don't feel that it would be appropriate to discuss that kind of thing. We do want to keep our conversations relevant to the Bungie.net community, but there's topics that we feel we just should not go into.
Yep. And plus, another reason we feel that we should talk about it is just because, I mean, E3 is literally just tomorrow. So, I mean, everything that's getting leaked right now is going to be live tomorrow. Right?
So yeah, something to look forward to.
Ooh. So
Yeah.
that's at, I think the first conference starts at 9:30 Pacific, so 11:30 for cool people.
And I
I think
think
the
that
Microsoft conference is first.
Bungie is having their press conference at the Sony one, right?
They
Or
are.
they're showing it. Okay.
I think that one's in the late evening. I want to say that's like at
It's like 6 o'clock p.m. Bungie time. I remember looking, going,
Yeah.
yes, no finals hypothetically conflict. Well, actually, I
Yeah.
like a senior presentation or something like that. I don't know. We'll see.
It's about the same time as last year, right?
Probably, yeah. I remember that being in the evening as well.
The very last presentation for Sony.
Well, Destiny has to be their closing act for it because they're trying to get so much hype for it. So I was kind of worried earlier. I was talking with someone on the forum saying, well, you kind of have to watch the whole Sony press conference just in case Destiny comes on and if you want to watch it live. And it sucks for the Xbox people because you don't want to watch a Sony press conference. It's depressing.
They have some pretty cool stuff.
They do have cool stuff, and that's what makes me
Yeah.
sad that I can't participate.
They're re-releasing
Go.
Links to Time Cat.
But I feel
That's
like
threw
you
'em
can
off.
probably get away with watching the end of the Sony press conference. If you tune in with 10 minutes to go, you'll probably see it. Because what are they going to do? What's Bungie going to do at E3? They're probably going to show a trailer at the press conference, talk about it for maybe a couple minutes. Hopefully they know what to do with their hands this time. and then they're just going to say, all right, you can see it at the booth, and we'll give more information in interviews. So I don't
Well,
think
you
the
see-
actual conference is going to be the big thing.
Mm-mm.
See, last time they had controllers though, so they definitely knew what to do with their hands.
Yes, this is true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
At least
They promised us at the Devil's Lair trailer that they were definitely going to go and finish off that little kind of story mission where you go in, you go fight the Septix Prime or whatever the hell his name is. So that's definitely going to be there. I think that might be the main focus of their stage
Septimus
demo.
Prime.
Did they
Oh.
say that they're going to finish that?
Well, that's what they said in the trailer. Remember, they like all hyped it up with like little flashy images, and you could like barely see him for a second, and then he kind of did, cut to like E3 2014.
Oh, you're right.
That could have just
Yeah,
been
so-
like look forward to it though.
If there's one thing
Yeah,
I'm
so it
definitely
seems like
excited
there
about,
might be the tail end of that mission.
Yeah.
Hopefully, there's something with vehicles involved with that, like maybe a vehicular section right before the
Oh,
boss
yeah.
fight, and then they cut to some nice
Definitely.
multiplayer footage, trailer type stuff, and then, of course, in the coming days, people at E3 will get to play the multiplayer, be among the first of the Bungie.net community to get to do that. And they get to share their stuff, and no doubt there will be tons of really interesting things that we discover as a result of that. So I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that should be pretty
there's
cool.
one thing I'm
It's really interesting to
excited
see how they
for.
actually go about doing that.
Yeah, you guys, there's one thing I'm excited for though with them having those stations set up at E3. So we're finally going to get some of the community to look at this and get their own hands-on experience, and we'll be able to make a judgment for ourselves instead of just relying on various testers and reporters.
Yeah.
It's just Borderlands, but more
I'm
boring.
excited.
Ah.
I'm
Yeah.
excited to finally see
I mean-
multiplayer. We've been promised multiplayer at E3, and I want to see that. You know what we have to see is we need to see shoutcasting return to Halo, or Destiny. Halo, yep.
Am I the only one who just
Still
wants to
making it, right?
dance?
Bungie's
Like
still
Dance
making it.
Simulator 2014.
Woo! Yeah, the gameplay that we've seen so far, it's exclusively been old Russia, and I gotta be honest, I'm kind of tired of that area. Not because like it's bad,
Nonsense.
just
Not
because it's the only one I've seen, and I want to see more things.
Nope,
There's some-
September.
There's been some really, really
Skip
cool concept art of old Russia, I'll have you know. Like, there's this one really cool one of, like, this snowy shuttle bay, and you can see the shuttles directly in the background, and it's
I
so
know.
cool.
Yep,
And-
I've seen concept art, definitely. I'm with you on that. But
Those are the top three.
the gameplay itself, though, that they've shown, the first ones that they showed, like the demo at E3, not very wow-worthy in my opinion. It was too scripted. I didn't feel very excited about it. It looked great, but the gameplay itself was kind of meh. And then they released they released something. I'm blanking right now.
The Moon trailer.
Oh no! You know what? It was
Right.
when they let all the news sites go in and play, and there was a video of them going through the strike, and the strike looked so fun. That's the kind of thing I'm very excited for.
I was
looked-
excited
that's-
last year. I
that
mean, that's
made
the first
Destiny
time we've
look
seen it.
great.
Right?
Yeah, that was the first time we've seen gameplay, but it just didn't appeal to me too much. I don't know. It just felt too slow. Maybe I'm sure when you're playing it yourself, it'll be better because, I mean.
And
You know,
you're not
Looking
gonna
at the
have, I'm
dialogue,
sure you
yeah,
won't
yeah,
have
yeah.
infinite ammo and be God mode on everyone.
Yeah, essentially. So, like, in the strike thing, when they actually had, issues or, it was very hectic. There were different enemy types and that kind of thing, and you could actually see the space magic. It looks so great. So I'm excited to see more of that stuff, because I feel, well, okay, so I don't think that a lot of people have a good grasp on what Destiny is, including myself
video
to
game.
an extent. Yeah. But I know Forum Goer, you Splendid, who a lot of people know, made a comment, and I agreed with this, and I've been talking about it since he made it. But he said Bungie spent so much time telling people what Destiny isn't that people are confused on what it actually is. And I kind of think that really holds true. So a lot of aspects of the game are shrouded in mystery and this kind of thing. And I know they want us to experience it for ourselves, but they've spent more time keeping the secrets than actually like promoting it. I feel I don't know. It's kind of like weird to talk about. I just don't feel like a lot of people have a good grasp on the game or how it plays. Essentially.
Honestly, if you look at it, they've been billing this as a very exploratory game where you can just go all over the place, and it's kind of hard to show that with these little, like you mentioned it earlier, it feels too linear, like you're going down a specific path. And I remember when they initially showed one of the beginnings of a video, I'm not sure if it was the strike video or not, but they mentioned that there were a lot of blocked off paths to keep people going in the right direction. It feels like something, like they say, you just have to experience of making the choice of where you want to go for it to really, that effect to kick in.
Also, a huge part of Destiny, it's become legend. It's this story of, like, you're in this crazy sci-fi Star Wars-y universe, and you are deciding what your character should be and how he fights and such. That's one of the things that's always excited me the most in my threads and such, is just, like, this entire sandbox idea of Destiny, where there's all these different powers and all these crazy weapons and such. And you get to, decide who your character is and how you fight, depending on what you like and what works for you. And it's sort of hard to watch, these often God mode enabled gameplay just to see someone else. It's not you. It's not your story. You don't have fond memories of how you got that particular heavy machine gun and so on and so forth for this particular mission and such. It just doesn't have any context, so it's just not nearly as interesting or engaging.
Yeah. I don't know, in the wise words of Sword Art Online, an anime that a lot of people hate, very few things are as boring as watching people play an MMO. I know Destiny's not an MMO, but it's kind of the same concept where you don't put your own time into this character, so it's boring.
Thank you for the Sword Art Online reference, but yeah, I am very interested to see. Death, you want to say something? Sorry.
No, I was just making clicking sounds. That's what watching an MMO is like.
Yep.
Yes.
It's all about the clicking. Alright, so do you guys have any final thoughts or anything on the you guys have any final thoughts on the E3 press conference or anything?
Yeah, sure.
Or what you expect to see tomorrow?
Yes, I do, actually.
I am very
That is all. Thank you.
Yeah, that sounds about right. We're all excited.
Alright.
Burrito's the most excited. Drink that water. Drink that water. Drink that water. Yeah, drink.
I
feel so quenched.
I am curious though to see how they decide to handle the multiplayer. Like, do you just choose a class and then you get a stock loadout, or how much customization E3 goers will be able to have before they jump right into the multiplayer?
Yeah, you know what?
I'm really excited to see how the supers play out in multiplayer. Like, if they're even gonna have them or anything. I don't know.
Well, yeah, they have supers. They've talked about how they recharge in multiplayer already and stuff.
That's gonna be really interesting to see how they play out and stuff.
I'm curious to see if they still use supers or
so
if they've just swapped over to using light as a term, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, this water has quenched all my thirst except my thirst for knowledge, and that is tomorrow. I saw that fun a minute and a half ago, and I was like, I'm just gonna hold this water until I get to say it because I'm horribly unfunny and I feel like doing it anyway.
I'm gonna say it. Nothing's gonna stop me.
Can't stop the bus. The bus has no brakes.
Speed, Keanu Reeves.
Next topic.
Alright, so the next topic we have is kind of a serious topic. If you haven't heard, Marty O'Donnell is actually suing Bungie.
Yeah.
And it's not for the reason you think. I'm sure most people think that, oh, I'm suing them for firing me. It's more about suing him for unpaid benefits, I guess, such as time off and stuff that he was guaranteed when he signed his contract. Correct?
He's not exactly suing Bungie, right? He's just kind of suing Harold Ryan.
Yeah, I think he's suing Harold Ryan in specific.
Well,
so I have an article right here. I was reading off of the super reliable MCV, the Market for Computer Video Games news report.
Dun 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 dun.
It says Halo and Destiny composer Marty O'Donnell is reportedly suing Bungie for unpaid benefits such as unpaid vacation time and personal days. VentureBeat reports O'Donnell's suit was filed on May 1st, accusing both Bungie and its chief executive, Harold Ryan, of violating the company's agreement to pay employees for unused vacation, paid time off, sabbatical time, and other benefits. Bungie has since filed a response denying all allegations made in the suit. So, Yeah, that's kind of intense. It's like I think the best feeling that I can offer from this is a child that's going through a divorce with his parents because we love them
Uh-huh.
both, and it's
Do.
difficult.
The way I
Well,
summed it up on a Reddit post was, it's like your best friend is suing your parents, but you're on good terms with your parents. So, like, you
Yeah,
can't
it
really
kinda
take
sucks.
sides.
But it's hard
So-
to. I know a lot of people are sympathizing with Marty, myself included, but it's really hard to do that in good conscience because we really only have one side of the story here. Bungie's
Yeah.
been very tight-lipped about it, and I can think of scenarios where Bungie would be in the right. I don't necessarily think that they're the best of reasons, so I might still side with Marty, but I could see the logic behind some actions. The issue is that since Bungie's keeping it all under wraps, we don't know those reasons. And I think that's what's hurting them more. Like, more people in the community are siding with Marty than Bungie on this. Because everyone sees it as
Well, I
kind of a dick move.
I think the problem with this whole situation with us in the community is that all of us we love Bungie, but a lot of us fail to realize that Bungie is still a company in its essence. It has to run like and operate like a company, just like every other one. I mean, if the rumors are true and they let go of Marty because he was asking for too much money, I mean, any other company would have done the same thing, whereas any other employee would have sued their company as well had they not been given what they were felt they had they felt they weren't given what they deserved, what they're guaranteed.
Yeah.
And so it's just a really crappy situation, I think.
Yeah. People always seem to
It's
forget that
awful
Bungie
timing,
is a
too.
company with several hundred employees and does a lot of big business deals. So
Yeah.
you don't get to that position by just not taking business seriously.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, they fired him because they wanted to appeal to the board of directors, right? And that means pretty much Activision, the people invested in the company. So, yeah, it's definitely a business decision, and you're not going to fire a big name like Marty O'Donnell for no reason. They say fired without cause. That's because they don't have to give the cause, but that
Yep.
there clearly was something that made them do this, because that's a huge decision.
No, not something. A lot of little things. This isn't like a snap judgment you make.
No, yeah.
Little
For
things
sure.
are
I mean,
still something.
that's the main reason why Bungie hasn't said anything. Is first off, it's sort of not really even our business
It's
to
not.
know the inner drama and wheeling and dealing. Gavel on wheel, gavel on deal of.
Dark Souls 2. Boom. Sorry,
But,
continue.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the way for us as fans to understand the context of what it's like, working day in and day out at Bungie Studios, and we don't have the context.
Highly, your
And
mic
what
is
would've gone on even if they
Buddy,
don't
yeah, doing so good, buddy. But I kind of hope they don't give us details as to why he's suing them, and I hope Bungie doesn't ever give us details as to why they fired him, because I
Well,
felt like
I
if we
mean-
knew, it would cause way too much upset. And like Kyle
I mean,
said,
it's not
I don't think it's any of our business.
Not like Marty tweeted
Sorry,
out,
Albert.
I'm suing Bungie, everyone go support me on the forums. This was discovered by people who just, watch those sorts of legal documents and such. It was something they're trying to keep under wraps that they unfortunately have to make public because, it's a public filing type thing, transparency and such. But yeah, it's not like they're trying to make a big deal out of trying to resolve their situation. We just have to trust in our legal system to
Highly, your
decide.
mic sucks.
Is it?
It's Heil
Yeah,
boasting all over
it's
the
having
place.
issues.
Yeah,
You keep breaking out. But
Excellent.
keep going though. We have the first private group on Bungie.net, because this is Bungie.net based podcast. The Marty Army is the group about Marty, and so when he left, there are some very old forum goers in that Bungie.net group. It's literally the oldest group on the website. People were upset that he got fired, obviously, and then there's been talk, well, what do we do now that Marty's gone? And I just want to keep people, kind of in the know here because it's interesting to me. I'm in the group as well, and it's very relevant, I feel, to Bungie.net's history. That people were like, well, should we go make our own private group or something? Because Marty left. Kronos, the Bungie.net overlord, ended up making two of the really old members administrators of the group, so we can keep it going and everything. But it really sucks because that was a big part of Bungie.net history too, and I feel like we're losing a lot here with Marty.
Well,
I
it's
didn't know
not
what
just
Curtis
Marty.
did.
In
That
the
was
last-
very nice of him.
Recently,
Yeah.
there's been a couple of ancients who have left Bungie. Like, Old Guard's really on their way out.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still here, but a lot of older people and younger have left. I mean, it's crazy.
I think
Just because of the darkness,
think-
mostly.
I think we're seeing the same thing, honestly, with employees as well. Marty wasn't the first one. I mean, everyone knows Joseph Staten left as well, and I think that was a big shock as well.
Yeah. it was.
Except Joseph Staten left on his own terms, I believe,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, he did.
So it's just crazy that we're seeing a lot of people that have been with Bungie leave lately.
Yeah.
It makes me curious about how it's gonna play out in the future. I mean, how many other people we're gonna see leave soon? You know, they've been around for
Yeah.
25 years.
We talk a bit about, and people have this impression, Bungie has made games like, shooters and stuff before, so they know how to make Destiny. And while they do have a lot of experienced people, you got to keep in mind that like they've doubled their studio since their last release, and a lot of these people have not worked at Bungie before. So the game we're getting is a new creation by totally different people a lot. We have some of the old Vanguard there, definitely, by all means. But, I mean, we're getting brand new people from a variety of companies, from no companies at all coming together to work on this project. So, I don't know, it's just something to keep in mind.
As they say, new members are the lifeblood of
it's
any
crazy.
community.
I mean, I think I'm the lifeblood of all the communities.
Can I be the skin? Can I
Yeah.
be the skin of the community?
Can I be the
Dermis is
Why would you want to be the skin of
All
the
right. So
community?
does anyone have any other thoughts on Marty soon Bungie and how crazy it is?
Can we just acknowledge how awkward of a situation it is overall?
Oh, it
Super
is.
awkward.
It's fucking
It's just-
incredibly awkward, and it's like I said, it's really poor timing for all this to happen.
I want to be mad at Bungie, but then I'm like, but they're Bungie. I don't want to be mad at them. There's
No,
like a
yeah,
bunch of
it's-
stuff
I
like
keep
that.
switching between who I'm mad at, and I'm like, damn it, I'm a passionate fan. I have to be mad at something.
Pretty much. I mean, Bungie's done
Could
a
be
lot of
mad at
things
the
that have
legal
upset
system.
me, so. Yeah, I mean, they did. I was one of the people that was mad about the PS4 thing, and then the Marty thing, and all that kind of stuff.
Burrito's just a passionate man.
I really love the Bungie community, so it really hits me where I live, because I've been going over 7 years now. I mean, it's crazy.
Alright guys, so let's go ahead and go on our next topic. So with the beta really looming around the corner, I really strongly believe it's going to be out on Bungie Day. I think it's a complete possibility that we're going to see some site update or in some form or another to kind of give us a demo of stats and stuff for Destiny. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys agree with me or disagree with me?
I could
Yeah,
see it.
like we said on the last podcast, where I think we posted that picture that someone had taken from like Bungie's studio or something like that. Yeah, I think it's a high likelihood that we're going to see some sort of site update, and I'm very excited to see what happens. They already had like a little all they told us that they've done is they fixed trending, but we had a small update last week which got everyone super excited, and they were like, "Oh." But yeah, I'm very excited to see the potential that Bungie.next has when they rework the layout and so on and so forth. After a year of tinkering that we really haven't seen the fruits of.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see stats. I know it sounds dumb because they're just stats, but I want to see how they integrate them with everything. If Destiny's really supposed to be this world that you just interact with, I wonder how interactive the site will be with the game as well.
And the mobile devices, don't forget those.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that kind of. We've talked about the stats before, so I don't feel like I need to go into that very much. But I
Yeah.
want to relate it to. Have any of you guys played Watch Dogs?
Nope.
No. Okay, I'm the only
I
one.
watched
Okay,
somebody play it via Twitch.
Yeah, I mean, I
Probably.
really like this game. I played on the Xbox One. I beat it, and I have a ton of achievements for it, whatever. But
Oh,
they
okay,
have
cool.
and
So pro.
they have an app with their game. CTOS 2.0 is their thing for it, and basically what it is it's its own video game, and it interacts with the game. So when you're playing the game, you can be driving through the city, whatever, accept one of these challenges from a mobile device, and you basically enter a game mode where you are escaping from the police in basically a race, and they're on their phone controlling all the police and the helicopters in the environment, trying to stop you and basically destroy your vehicle and everything. And that's a really awesome way to interact with the game through a mobile device, through an app. I mean, it's literally its own game on your phone, but you're affecting somebody's world in there. I would love to see, obviously you can't do the exact same thing with, steam pipes you burst and traffic lights and making cop cars and stuff, but I could see a lot of fun things if there was some kind of interactive game mode with it. I don't know if any of you have the app or not. I do. It's pretty fun.
Oh,
But
okay.
I can certainly imagine it, though. I've taken mobile devices as quarter, and the things that mobile devices can do these days are pretty crazy. There's a lot of tools that they have to play with and such, and interactivity, and it's a fairly unexplored market, I feel, so yeah, just see how they go about doing stuff.
Yeah, and this game by Ubisoft is free, so it's pretty cool. It's like its own. You have your own profile and everything. So even if you have a game in there, you don't get bonuses in the Xbox or PlayStation version of the game, or PC. I kind of don't know the platform. I have it on Xbox One, but you get your own profile. So it is its own self-contained thing. It's just you are affecting another person's world with it, and that's a cool concept. Like, I could see some kind of public event where the public is facing the public or something. Like, you choose what ships drop in or something. Enemy type. I don't know. Something weird.
Really messed up.
I mean, you could think of some crazy things.
Besides besides like the mobile features and stuff, what kind of like features would you guys like to see on the website that goes along with Destiny?
Active roster.
Private group integration.
That would be cool. What do you mean by that, Death?
Well, think about it. A lot of people like to use private groups as a base for their clans. We have some reason to believe clans will be involved with Destiny. It makes sense that they would find a way to integrate that into the system.
Very cool. Something that I would like to see implemented in the site. It sounds kind of weird, but I think Battlefield has a feature where you can go online and queue up a game. That way, when you're ready to join, you just hop on your PS4 and you're already in the process of joining the game. So, like, I guess in a sense, preloading. I think that'd be really neat if you could do that in Destiny. Where if you want to find a game, you just queue up and then start right away as soon as you log in.
I mean, I could see something kind of similar, integrating both of those ideas, and we've kind of talked about something like this, but imagine like you have a private group and you want to set up a game night or something. What if people could sign up and then they get added into like a pool of those players, and then when the preset time for the game comes and you're online, they just get sent invites. That would be the most...
That would be awesome.
That would be so great. I would just really adore something like that.
That would be amazing for Carnages.
That would be
Yeah, for Carnages, I plan on doing a bunch of game nights with my group OTK. I'll bring Bungle back and that kind of thing in Destiny somehow. Bungle Hallway is as soon as I get what do you call it?
I mean,
Oh, bungling burrito.
Absolutely.
But I feel that there's a lot that could be done.
Kyle, your mic is not working right now.
It's hiling again.
It's hiling.
We just see this with your hands.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what they're gonna do, because Bungie.net has always been very innovative in that. And if you look at the track record of at least, I mean, Bungie's new IPs, you got Halo, which was obviously one of the most groundbreaking things in the genre. You have like Marathon brought in looking up and down, like Doom would just go sideways and your bullets would auto aim up and down, and then you had voice chat for the first time in a game. I mean, Bungie has had a really good track record with new IPs, it seems.
They've definitely been
Those are their most
exploratory with the
successful.
features they add.
Yeah, and that's why I'm excited to see what they do here, because you just know that there are going to be features that we just don't know about right now, and they're going to be in there, and we're going to be like, wow. And that's why they're keeping it so secret. Now, it's whether you think that's worth the hype, that's another thing, but there's going to be something in there. And that's not even something you necessarily have to take on faith. It's just based on their history, even if they weren't claiming that there's so much that we haven't seen. So yeah, that part of my hype, at least, very real.
Just to go slightly off topic for a moment, just thought of something I really want to see. Dance club in the city. I don't care, Bungie, make it happen. I want to have racy floors, and I just want to press the dance button all day long. Just have hundreds of guardians just on a floor dancing.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. You
I'd
know,
allow it.
but something else I think would be kind of cool is they're selling this whole thing about become legend. I think it'd be kind of cool to see something like that on Bungie.net, so to say, that's to keep track of how you are becoming a legend in your own sense and like how you're progressing towards this or something.
Titles.
Oh
I
god,
guess
I wanted to.
titles would work. Maybe you get exclusive titles on Bungie.net that you
I
couldn't
was
get
gonna
any
say
other way.
something about this, you guys. The update. It's Bungie Day still. Like, there's a lot of hype about Destiny, but Bungie's always been good to the community, and it is Bungie Day. They tend to do a lot of cool stuff on there, so maybe the update brings back stuff that the community's been asking for.
I'm curious to see whether or not it's Bungie Week this year again, as like
Bungie Week was pretty sweet.
I love Bungie
Yeah.
Week.
I mean, I kind of feel like during the darkness, a couple times, the only thing that really happened of note was, not to toot our own horn, but like a community carnage was like the highlight of Bungie Day. And now that we're getting more information about things, we can do that and get a bunch of stuff from Bungie, like, you know, information or an update or something, because they're going to do something. So that'll be fantastic to see again. Like, bring back Bungie Day to what it was before. That'll be great.
Just an idea, they start off Bungie Week just going offline, come back on at the beginning of it, brand new site, and then just build up from there, all the way to Bungie Day.
I mean, we just got
Beta
it on the
release.
site.
Everything's going crazy.
Oh god. It's all
I think
over.
it'd be kind of
End of
cool if
times.
I think it'd be really cool is if they on Bungie Day, if the beta came out and they kicked off the beta by having another Bungie vs. the World Day without even announcing it ahead of time. It'd be kind of sweet just to have an exclusive thing where you take on Bungie in the beta and take out all your frustration from all the waiting they made us do.
I mean, I'm sure we're going to see them in the beta regardless, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm curious, because they say they're going to be doing that a lot. I wonder if in the beta, if we're going to... Because you know how multiplayer is locked for the first couple hours or so? That's common knowledge more at this point. But I'm kind of curious if that'll be the case in the beta.
Hopefully so.
Because imagine
I
running
strongly
the...
feel that you shouldn't be running in fighting other players if you're not in a position where you don't know your weapons, you don't know your build. You know, it seems fair to force people to spend at least an hour or two to do stuff. And there's still plenty of things you'd be able to do with your friends too. I mean, competitive multiplayer is great and all, but if Destiny's half as good as they say it is, then the cooperative versions have to be just as fun. You know.
No, I agree completely.
I think that there should be bowling.
Bowling?
I mean, I'm sure we'll see some kind of mini games.
They should have a bowling alley in the bowling alley in the tower.
You know what I noticed?
You have to get 3 strikes in a row in order to unlock the multiplayer mode.
Yeah. So one thing I'm kind of antsy about is that every time Bungie has talked about having new or like different activities in the tower, every single time it's been accompanied with like a picture of a sunset or a guardian sitting on the grass. These don't seem like the kind of activities I would generally
Simulator 2014.
You don't.
So like they haven't actually showed us. Yeah, but they haven't actually showed us any of the activities, like even a hint of what they actually are.
And the camera to the right, there'd be like. You just pan the camera to the right, there'd be like a ton of gambling establishments or something like that, or I don't know.
Yeah, or maybe.
You know, I just like to make a note that podcast exclusive. This is the most seamless transition we've had of topics ever, because we're already on our next topic for Bungie Day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't even notice.
like that.
Yep.
We've had some pretty smooth transitions. I don't know about that.
That was pretty smooth. I didn't even
transitions.
think we were doing it.
I think that we should have a transition one of these days where we all look down and pull out sunglasses and put them on all at once, and then
I
go to
like
the next
terrible
topic.
sunglasses.
I mean, we had Scarpisode.
Yeah, I didn't even get to participate in that, and I was super disappointed. But anyway, going back to Bungie Day, I know it seems like a stupid little thing, but I'd like to see more Destiny avatars on Bungie.net. The ones we
Avatars
have
are
are
always
pretty
fun.
cool. Huh?
Avatars are always fun.
What?
I'm
They
just
are
gonna
always
get
fun, and I
out
like the
looking
themes
at,
too.
the same dozen popular avatars that are Destiny related.
I agree.
I mean, I
think
once came into a
pretty cool.
subreddit thread where it was just maybe 7 different people discussing something, and they all had the same avatar, and it was just impossible to figure out who was going on without like reading the username, and it just took forever to get through that.
Yeah.
What is
You know-
more the
Give us new popular pictures.
I'm
I
getting
think that
that
to
old.
incorporate titles, that'll make it easier too.
Alright.
Sorry,
Yes.
continue, Burrito.
And on being at old, it was a thing where anytime like a thread about avatars came up, and I posted in it, and I don't know why I kept posting. I just always found the threads interesting. Everyone in the thread, like as like a hive mind, changed their avatars to my mustache bomb just to like piss me off. And
Specify your
It
mustache.
worked every time.
it is my mustache.
That's what happens when you start claiming an
No, listen,
avatar.
listen. It worked one time because I got banned and I lost my fabled mythic and I got unbanned and then that thread came up and this is the day after I got
remember
unbanned. I was
remember
super
this.
sad because someone I won't name names, but someone made their avatar that and I was like kind of irritated because they were fabled mythic, which was, for those that don't know, we had member titles back then. It was like a little title that appeared over your name, and that was pretty much one of the highest ones you could get. Mythic was the highest you could get, and because he was fabled mythic with my bar, I was like super mad because I'm like I've lost everything now.
It looks like
Why
he
would you
was
do
the real
that?
Burrito Senior.
But yeah, so I've obviously not that big of a deal when you look back at it. I can laugh at it now. I don't know why.
I just
was
had
mad
an
about
amazing
it.
idea, thanks to you, Burrito. I think we should call July 6th Burrito Day, and we should all change our names to Burrito Senor and change it to the Mustache Bomb. That way no one will know it's really him.
But the
I'm not sure I
problem,
could live with that with like a month in my like little, alternate names, Burrito Senior or something like that. Those only go away.
We should, and then just to piss him off more, we should find whatever he posts, and we'll copy and paste exactly what he posts underneath him.
the problem with that is every day is Burrito Senior Day.
Mm-mm.
Burrito, I'm checking on Halo.bungie.net, and you never recover back to Mythic, and that is just...
Yeah, I know.
Really?
I
I'm
got,
just a member.
I
I'm
got
just
banned
I'm
right before
legendary
the
member.
transition. And
I
so,
remember that, too. I remember that
okay.
day.
Here was the issue with bans back then. I'm not talking
One of
about
bans.
any.
That's the topic right
No,
now.
no,
Bans.
let me say it. I'm not talking about like if they were unfair or anything, but an issue, and this happened to me on 3 separate occasions. I would get banned. I would go out my ban, whatever, and I don't use alts or anything. When I got banned, I stick to private groups. That was what I did, and I would get unbanned, and then I would get rebanned by the system because for some reason, every time I got unbanned, it said that I was bypassing my ban by logging in after my ban expired.
How
And
dare
I
you?
felt, I felt super scummy because I PM Eduardo, I mean, yeah, whatever. I PM Eduardo, like asking him, hey, so I got banned again, and I felt like I was, like he might think I'm sneaky about it
Wait.
because like, oh, you were using an alt and you just don't know how to clear your cache or whatever. And I'm just, he was always really cool about it, and I'm grateful for that. He's an awesome guy. But I always felt super bad about asking, like, hey, can you undo this ban because I just served my ban? It really sucked. So that system, not a thing anymore, I'm assuming. I haven't gotten banned. I got warned once on Bungie.net like a week ago, which was kind of funny. It was worth it. It's okay. but haven't gotten banned, so we'll see.
So I'm gonna stop you right there for a second. How, Bliss, were you just playing with your sock monkey while Burrito was talking?
It fell over.
Show some respect, Hyobos. Come on, man.
Christ, he's trying to talk about his problems.
I was
I was
listening.
having an emotional moment. He is vulnerable. He's going, go to the
You know-
play with your monkey.
What if on Bungie Day we saw a return of hardcore moderating, like they
Yes.
just got the fucking ban hammer?
I hate all of you.
Just give Foman advanced hammer. Just Foman.
It's
So now-
alright.
You know you like this? Go
So,
crazy.
I think that we've really covered all the topics today, but I think Death actually wanted to include one more. Is something.
Yes.
What was it?
This is part of the Community Carnage, which is a group that promotes gaming within the community with other community members. And it's a project we did last summer. It was very successful. We had a bunch of games, bunch of carnages, a lot of fun, a lot of people showed up. And it's called the Bungie Summer League. It's basically where we split people into a red and blue team. Those teams stay the same over the summer. Like, you can join any team or anything and just play, but we meet every weekend for 10 weeks straight and just duke it out through the summer and declare a winner at the end.
Like actual fights? Like we go meet each other and just beat the shit out of each other?
Hey, don't talk about that.
With sock and boppers. Sock and boppers!
What?
No, so,
so,
we're actually going to
you
be
know,
starting
one more-
next
well-
week.
Oh.
So
Oh yeah, next week.
we're going to be
Are you doing
the first
different
one will
kinds
be
of
on
games
Halo
here?
Reach,
Yeah.
Xbox 360, but we're going to start next week, Saturday.
Is it all in
Either.
We'll post a link in the thread.
It won't all be Halo. I'm not saying what July is going to be. It'll probably be Pimps at Sea. That's what we're looking at right now.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be exciting. Prometheus, so we'll get in on that.
Yeah.
So,
But I kind of wanted to mention as well, because that's a big project and it's super cool. And we also have with Community Carnage, which is, again, we talk about that fairly often. It's a very old Bungie.net tradition at this point. We also have the Bungie Day Community Carnage coming up, which is July 7th for those that don't know. And Death is always he was really cool about that last year, making sure they don't conflict, and I really appreciated that. But both of these events are some of our biggest events are in the summer, pretty much at the same time, which is funny. But for those of you who keep up with the Community Carnage, we're not sure if we're going to be doing Destiny, so we'll see after E3. But hopefully that's the case.
we're going to be giving away prizes, and Death isn't.
No, me and Death are. I want to help him with the Summer League too, hopefully.
Alright,
Yeah.
so,
Time to time.
how
Assuming
was
my
you saying?
works.
Well, the thing with the Community Carnage that I'm in.
wait. Burrito, wait. Hyobus is going to say something.
Was I saying something?
I thought you were.
No, he wasn't.
I was just saying I could totally pitch in, but
Yeah.
I
but
thought we were
the
going to go
thing-
more in depth about your sock monkey. That's
No.
all.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think it's important
You
enough
said-
that you can just ignore Burrito's emotional needs, but come on, yeah, let's talk about your sock monkey.
All right. But
You were
those
just thinking
carnages
of
that I'm in always
I'm still
have. They always have a bundle game in them, and so in Destiny, if we have some kind of Forge mode, really hoping I can remake Bungle Hallway in there, which is pretty much the best game ever. I love the Monkey How. Pretty much the best game ever. So you should all learn about it from Halo 3 and Halo Reach if you don't already.
You know-
Burrito is like
But,
unnecessarily good when it comes to Bungle Hallway.
I have
remember
never
playing
lost in a Community
Carnage.
Carnage.
So,
You're playing a Carnage with him, and he just put that up, and it's just like everybody else is dead, and he's just
Except
alive with
for
like
him.
5 times as many points as
I've
anybody.
legitimately never lost. So I like that.
that's because your
So
version
we're
of
kind of
Bundle
reaching
Hallway
the
is
end of
terribly
our,
designed.
My
we're
version
towards
is a
the end
real
of our
version.
timeline here. So, one
Made by a
thing,
peaceful panda.
one thing I wanted to get out of the way before we ended today was we are actually working on getting our podcast on iTunes. So if you guys have an iPhone or iPod or something along with that, we'll be on iTunes soon. So now you can listen to our voice instead of watching our faces.
You can listen and do other
Did
things.
we mention Flint?
Oh yeah,
Colt?
we wanted to shout out to Flint.
Flint Colt?
I forgot his full name.
Hi,
It's Flint. Flint27. He's been watching our podcast and he's helping us get on iTunes. We really
Yeah,
appreciate
will do.
that. So we just wanted to thank you.
Yeah, so we're looking to get like a little bit of new blood with that. He's a cool guy, and I'm glad that we can get a different perspective. And also, if there are some people necessarily who have an interesting insight on something going on Bungie.net, maybe you want to talk about it, and maybe we can have you on.
Yep, maybe. If you guys are interested in helping us out, just hit us up on Bungie.net, and we'd love more help. But I think that's all for today. We actually covered all our topics. Next time we have a podcast, we have a crap load of stuff to talk about after E3, so that's going to be insane.
Yeah, we might have some really interesting things to talk about.
Yeah, we will see you in 2 weeks.
Crazy.
All right, thank you guys for watching.
This forum on Thursday.
7 Community Podcast. Say bye, everyone.
Okay, thanks, bye.
Hello.
Hello,
Oh,
Governor.
I gotta.
Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.